Hello everyone, my name is George and welcome to our Xplore Bot series. In this video, we are going to learn how to create an attachment with Onshape for our Xplore Bot. In the previous video, we learned how to create an Onshape account, also how to navigate the various tools that we have on the Onshape. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to create an attachment for our Xplore Bot. Now, before you create an attachment for your Xplore bot, you first need to understand the design of your robot and also the kind of attachment you want to create. Now, based on the competition for GRC, there are different attachments that your team will need to come up with it for your Xplore bot. Now, first of all, if this is my Xplore bot and this is the four-wheel drive, whether you are using a four-wheel drive or a two-wheel drive, you still need to consider how your attachment will be, where your attachment is going to fix on your Xplore bot. So the design I want to do today is to have an attachment that can push an items on the field to the various depot. So that means that I need something in front of the Xplore bot, somewhere here. That will help me to push those items. Now, first, I know the kind of attachment I want to do. The next one you need to also consider is where you are going to fix that particular attachment. So this is the front, this is the back, this is the side. I need to know, okay, where can I even attach my design to the robot? So when you look at it, when you look at the Xplore bot, we have some holes at the front here. We have some holes over here and some holes also over here. This means that I can fit my attachment anywhere here. So what I'm going to do is I need something that will be able to be in front here. So maybe a rectangle from here to here, which will have holes inside. Then I can use pins to join them. Now, because I want to create something that can push, if I have some, so I can just focus on, I can just focus the design from here to here, but the space between them, so it's going to be something like this. But the space between them will be too small for me because I want to be able to push a lot of things. So in that case, I need to find a way to extend my attachment all the way here. But remember, we have the wheels also over here. I have my tape measure over here. So the first thing I need to do is to measure the distance. So I first need a rectangle from here to here. Then the height for that one will be, for me, 20 millimeters is okay for me. So from here to here is going to be 20. Then from here to this side is going to be, I'm starting from 1. So whatever value number I'll get, I'll just have to subtract 1 from me. So as you can see, from this side to this side is 8 centimeters. But I'm going to use 7 centimeters because if I'm starting from 0, it will be 7 centimeters. So I'm going to go with 7 centimeters. And that will be 70 millimeters. So I know 20 by 70. So now I know the distance or the measurements I need to create for my first rectangle. So I can now open my Onshape. So first go to your browser, then select the profile. I have different profile here. That's why you are seeing this. So I'll just have to select GRC training, then go to Onshape. So once you're on the Onshape page, just go to sign in. That's if you already have an Onshape account. If you don't, you need to watch our previous video on how to create an Onshape account and also how to get started with Onshape as well. Once you are here, click on create document, then name your project. So, or your document, that is GRC 80, GRC attachment 1, then create public. Your workspace will load for you to continue. All right, so now we have our workspace and we have different plan over here. We have the front, we have the top, and we have the right. Now, I want us to use the right, okay, so that we can actually view the design, just like how the robot is positioned. in the previous video, I did mention that most of the times it's very important for you to know the plan that you want to design. So I did advise that most of the design when you're starting, it's mostly advisable to go with the top view. And again, I also did mention that it's mostly depend on how you want to see the design at the end. So this time around, we are going to go with the right view. So I'll just select the right, then I'll select sketch. So you can see that we have the design on the right, but we can't design it in this way. So you just have to go to your cube and click on right. So this is how you are going to see it. All right, now we are inside the sketch. So we first need to create the first rectangle, which is 70 by 20 millimeters. So just click and drag. You can leave it anywhere. Then we name it to 70. That's your measurements. Enter and 20 again. Then okay. So this is what we have. Now, once you are done, you can just click on escape so that your mouse pointer will go to default without selecting any tool. Now we want to drag it to the center. So just highlight it and just push it some more. So somewhere like this is fine. Click on check sign. That is, you are done with your first sketch. Now we need to extrude it. So the extrude is like the thickness. Okay. The thickness that I advise you to use is between 2 millimeters and 3 millimeters. So I'll just go to extrude. Then the depth will be 3. All right. So this is what I have. Now when you click on the isometric, you should see something like this. You get it. Now let's continue. So I'm going to go back to the right again. Now we have our first design that is going to be positioned somewhere here. Okay. What I'm going to do, because of the hills over here, I'm going to have another design over here and here before I will extend the beam to the front of the robot. So to do that, I just need to measure the distance from here to here. Okay, so I'm going to do something like this. So from this side, now for me, I think also 20 millimeters is still okay for me. That is 2 centimeters. So you just have to click on the design that you just work on again, then go to sketch. Now you are in the sketch mode for this one. So as I said, we just have to we need a small rectangle. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. Now, the depth of the rectangle is going to be, remember that when we're creating our first design, the depth that we used was 3 millimeters. So this is how the width for this one, the length for this one is going to be 3. Then the height over here is going to be 20. Okay, so that will be okay. Then we will just put 3 over there. Then enter, then 20 over here. That is it. Then we have to do the same thing for this side as well. So 3, enter, then 20. It's also fine. Okay. So for now, we've just created the rectangle over there. Okay, but we need to extrude to get the height that we measure from this side to the point that we wanted it. So I just have to click on sketch, select this and select this one as well. So once you are done, go to extrude. When we measure, the distance that we got was 20, so just put 20 over there. Then now you should have something like this. Let me switch it back to isometric. So this is what I was trying to. Now when we fix this particular design, on our robot, it's going to be something like this. Okay, like a U over here. Okay, then we can extend another beam over here and here for us to be able to get that particular design that we want. At the end of the day, we want to design something like this. Okay, this is too small for us, so we need to find a way to extend it. The next thing we are going to do is click on right again, the right view again. Then we need to, so this time around, we have it somewhere here. So we need to take a measurement from this side to this side. For me, I think if I do it this way, then I want it to be in front of the hill. So the distance should be just like the hill. I don't want it to be more than that. So that'll be I guess 5. Yeah, so 5 centimeters, which is 50 millimeters should be fine for me. So now you have to click on the two rectangle that we did recently. So this one, okay, you can highlight both, then go to sketch. So you are creating the sketch for on those design that you work on. Now we have to take the measurement from here this time around. So click on rectangle again, then you start from this point, this particular point. Scroll down up to this same 20 is fine. Then you can change the distance. So the first one we are going to do is 50. Then enter. Then other one is 20. That is fine. So we have it here like this. We have to do the same thing for here. I'm using my mouse, so it's easy for me to scroll in and out. That's why I always advise that when you are doing your 3D modeling, make sure you have a mouse with you. All right, so I'll just enter 50 again. Then that is it. This is also 20. So at the end of the day, you should have something like this. If you don't have something like this, you need to go back and start again. All right, so once you are done, click on the check sign. Now we need to select the various parts that we just did so that we can. Okay, so we have all that. So I think 1, 2, 3. Once you select this, everything over here will be selected. So you have this 3 over here. Then go to extrude again. Now this time around, the thickness is still 3. So just enter 3 over there. So when I go to isometric, you should now see something like this. We are getting there. We are almost done. So you should now see something like this. Now this is where we are going to connect attached to the robot. Then this is where it's going to perform the pushing of the object. So something like this is fine. Now we will need a little beam over here and here, that is from this side and this side, to be able to guide those ball or those items to the end. So that means I'll still need something over here. So just click this page and go to sketch again, then click on the right view. So you should have something like this. Now what you are going to do is, since you are going to, so also a rectangle again. So what you realize that every design that we do, we create a new sketch on top, then we create whether it's the circle or the rectangle that we need, we create it on top as well. So that's how 3D modeling, the process is actually. So every attachment, every design that you want to do, you create, or every modification that you want to do, you create a sketch on the area that you want to do the modification. So click on this one. So click on rectangle again, then this. Oh, okay. So I think our rectangle is center point. You need to select corner rectangle, not center point rectangle. So now the thickness is 3, so that is fine. So something like this over here, and we need the same thing at the end here too. So click on this side, then come down, then 3 again. Now, that is it. So once you are done, now we need to extrude this one as well. So click on the check sign that you are done with your sketch. Click on this area, then come here and also select this one. So if you are using a Windows, it's command. If you are using a Mac, it's command, then you click. If you are using a Windows, it's control and you click. So you can see that I have both sketch I just created, click over here or selected over here. Now go to extrude. The distance, that's the distance you want to extrude for. I think it's mostly depend on you how long you want it. Remember, the longer you have it, it might also affect the entire dimension of your robot. So I know that with the Xplore Bot dimension, the dimension should be 25, I think 35. Yeah. So you should be within a range of 35 by 35. So I think, oh, based on what I have here, I can come all the way here. So it's still fine for me. I'm just going to use from here to here, I'm going to use, I think 60 is fine for me. So 60, I'll just enter 60. Well, yeah, 60 is fine. Then I'll just click on. Now, when you click on isometric, you should have something like this. That is it. So this is the kind of attachment we actually need to attach to our robot, the front here, to be able to push the item. Now we are done with the attachment. The next thing we need to do is to create the host in which we can use it to connect. That will help us to attach this one to the Xplore Bot. So over here, this is where it becomes a bit tricky because you need to now know the distance that you need and also how the hole is going to be positioned. But when we did the measurement, remember that when we did the measurement, we actually measured it from here to here. So it's actually from this side to this side. So we also need to know the distance from this side to this side to be able to get the hole. These are some things that you need to continue working on it to really get it. So before we get to the circle, that's like from here to here, the distance from the beginning to this point is actually 0.5 millimeters, 0.5 millimeters. This is where we are going to create the circle. So I want you to click on this area, then go to sketch. So once you go to sketch, click on, and that's go to click on sketch, then click on the right view. So we need to find a way to create the host over here. Now click on circle. So circle, or before you even click on circle, you need to, we have 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, and we have 4 here, 4 here. So we just need this 4, 4 over here to be able to do that. So what I'm going to do is you can also measure the distance between the two circles. So the distance between the two circles is 7. So I know that the distance between the two circles is 7. So let me first create one circle over here. Then also the diameter of the circle too is 4.5. The diameter of the circle is 4.5. So I'm going to create a circle with a diameter of 4.5. So that's 4.5. Or you can just increase it a little. So just 4.6 is fine. Then I'm going to drag it a bit down somewhere here. Then the another thing I need to do is to take a measurement. So I'll need a line from here to here, which will make the line 7. I did mention that the distance between one circle to the other is 7. So I just drew a line from one center of the circle to another point. Now I need a circle again. Then this means that I'll start the other circle over here, which is also 4.6. Now, so this is what we have. The other thing is also now we need to repeat the same for the down one also. I also need another line from here to here. Is also 7 again. Then I need a circle. Yeah. Okay. Then I need another circle again. Also 4.6 is fine. Then let me do one last thing. So another line down here. That would be 7. Then another circle. So if you want circle, the shortcut is C for circle. And if you want line, the shortcut is L. So that is 4.6. All right, so I have my 4 circle at the side over here. I need to repeat the same process again. The other easiest way to do that is to use a tool called mirror. So let's see if we can find mirror here. Yeah, so we have mirror here. So click on mirror, Then select, you need to select the various. So first you have to select the line that you want to create the mirror. So this is not the line we want to use. So I'll just have to unselect. Now, for us to be able to get it perfect, we first need to make sure that this whole thing is at the center. So let's drag it down a bit to make sure that it's at the center. We also did measure the distance from here to here. And I did mention that the distance from this side to is 0.5. So make sure that you have that 5. So from here to here is 5. So let's make sure that we have that 5. So line again, then just click. So 5. Now this is where it's supposed to be. So it means that we need to select, highlight all these circles over here, then drag it somewhere. So here is fine. Now we also need to know the distance from here to, from the top to where the circle is. So we need to take another measurement again. So that is actually 1, 2. So that's actually 3. I'll say 4. That's actually 4. So 9 from here to here. So let's check 4. Okay. Then what about from here to here? So basically, you just have to make sure that it's at the center. Okay, those two circles are the center. And I think yes, 4 is fine. So with 4, we are able to get what we want. Okay, so this position is fine. Now, oh, Control Z. In a situation whereby you mistakenly delete something, all that you need to do is type Control Z or Command Z. Okay. So now we need to find the line between, or we need to divide this rectangle into 2 for us to be able to use our mirror. So to do that, we need to know the length, and the length that we use was, currently the one what we have is 64. So we need to divide 64 into 2. Now dividing 64 into 2, that will be 32. So just draw a line from here to here, and the distance for that one should be 32. Then that means that we need another line to divide this whole box into 2, like this. Okay, we don't need this again. The reason why we did that is to help us get the distance. So now what we have to do is to now click on the mirror. So go to mirror again, then select the line, then select your attachment as well. So I need to select this one. Uh, this, this, and this. So we have it over here as well. So you realize that we actually didn't have to do the whole measurement and other thing again, but we still have our 4 holes over here, which is fantastic. Now, once you are done, these lines, you can leave them, or you can also try and delete them because they are not really needed again. They were there to just help us get the accurate positions for the circles. But once we are done, we don't need them again. So once you're done, just click on sketch, finish. Then you can select the various tools. So select this one. So just click on Command or Control whilst you are selecting them. Okay. So I have all the 8 circles selected now. Now I have to go to Extrude. So this time around, we are not going to, so with the options that we have solid, yes. We have add, remove, and order. Now you are going to select remove. So once you select the remove, then we need to, so you see where the the arrow now, we see where the arrow is pointing now, but 25 is too long for us, so we just have to click on 3, because that was the distance that we're using. That's the thickness. Okay, so once you click on remove, now let's go back to isometric and see what you have. So you can see we have the hose also there now. That will help us attach this thing, this side to the attach this side to our Xplore bot. Now, the other thing I want to do is maybe sometimes attaching only this side is not going to help it make it strong. So the other thing is we have to also have another design somewhere here so that we can have the attachment also coming all the way here and having another hose to connect them. Okay, so that will make it more strong. So that will be the last thing that we will do, and we will call it the end. All right, so to do that, we first need to turn the attachment. Okay, we need to turn it upside down. So this is the top view. We need to go to the bottom view. To, no, not top. I want bottom. All right, so we need to get the bottom view like this. Then we need to create a rectangle. So I'm going to go to sketch, then I'll select this area. Okay, then I'll click on my square. So I'm going to start from here. This time I'll rather start from here, then go all the way. Now you can also measure the distance that you need to cover. So once we have the beam over here, that means that we need to measure from here to here. Then, and that distance for me will be so I think 20 for me is also fine. So 20 for that is also fine. So I need to come all the way up to here, up to this point. Okay. Then the length I want is 20. Okay, so 20 for the length. The width is fine, so I'll just maintain the width. Then the next thing I need to do is to just select this. So that is click on check, select this, and select this one as well. Then go to extrude and make it straight. Okay, so that means that if I go to isometric again, you have something like this. I guess we made a mistake. The tray thickness is too, so we will need to I think. So now if you want to make changes to, you just have to come to extrude, double click on extrude. Now you can see the 25 over there, so just make it 3, then okay. So this is how it's supposed to be. All right, but then again, if you do it this way, the other issue you are going to have is that when it comes to the print, it's going to be an issue. So we have to go to back to extrude and make it rather -3. So once you make it negative, you realize that it's actually level with the base. Okay, so it makes it easy when you are printing it. You see, it levels with the base, so it makes it very easy when you are printing it. So that is it. Now we need to create the various holes over here as well. Then that will be all for our attachments. So just now we need to measure the distance from here to here. So that will be from the starting of the circle, okay, or let's say from the to the center of the circle. And that is actually 10 for me. So I'll click on this area, then click on sketch, then the top view. Okay, so I need to draw a line from here to here. That will be 10. Okay, then I will need to draw a circle. The circle is 4.5, remember? I have 4.6. So 4.6. All right. Now what I need to do is to push the, if you turn it, it's very close to the edge. Okay, so I need to push it a bit to the edge. So this is fine for me. Then we have another tool. Instead of repeating the um c- circles all the way to this point, I just need to use a tool called pattern. All right, so just click on, so this is your linear pattern. Just click on it, then click on um the circle. Then the other thing you need to do is to move it all the way here. So it needs to be this way. Then the other thing is drag it all the way here. Now it's saying 3 times, but we want more than 3. So we need to increase the number to, so let's count the whole over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's increase it to 9, then enter and see. Um, okay. So as you can see, it goes all the way. Let's reduce it. So drag the arrow again. Do we have all inside? Good. Okay. So over here, you will need to take your time. The arrow will serve as the adjustments. Okay. So as you can see, the distance between two circles is 7, still over here. So I think this is fine. This is really fine. Now, once you are done, just click on finish sketch. So we have it over here. Now you have to select all the holes that you just created. Okay. So then go to extrude, then go to remove. So once you go to remove, let's turn it. You realize that still is 25. So just make it 3. Then enter. Okay. Once you're done, just click on sketch. Then go back to isometric view so that you get to see how the final design is. So that is it. We are done with our attachments. So with this one, you can even imagine or guess how it's going to connect to the robot, to the front of the robot. So this is it. We attach this side. We attach this side to the bottom. This side will go to the bottom, and this side will go to the front. Then we have our pins connecting to the various holes. Now, once we have this, we have something that will be able to push our boxes to the end. All right, and with this, you have a perfect attachment for your Xplore Bot to be able to push objects to the various depot. Now, once you are done, you need to export the file, send it to us for us to be able to print it. So you see all these tools, that all these names that you have here, the sketch, the extrude, and all that. Now, anytime you want to edit a particular sketch or extrude, you just have to come there, double click on it, and you get to edit them. When you come here, we see part 1. So this part is the complete model or complete design. So when we put all these various extrude together, you get this one part, which is the one complete design. All right. So now you need to export this part for us to be able to print it for you. So click on it, or let me say right click on it, then go to export. So you can see export over here. So click on export. Now you have these options. You can name it your team name. So that is Firefly bot. So that is my team name. The format is STL, maybe bot 80 attachment 1. Yes, maybe your team might have different attachments. So attachment 1, the format should be STL, the unit should be millimeters. All right, so this is what I would advise you to do. I want you to, the same design, I want you to send me 2 different STL files. So 1 millimeters and 1 centimeters. 1 millimeters file and 1 centimeter file. All right. So sometimes the final scale actually changes when you're exporting it with Onshape. So that's why I want you to send me those two different units, so that even if you export it as a millimeters and it changes, I can still work with the centimeters. So just click on export, then it will download your STL file for you. Then do another one again. So right click, export. This time around, so the same name again, Firefly bot 81, and you can add cm to it so that I'll know that this is centimeters. Okay, then just change this one to centimeters, then export. All right, so you will have your two designs over here that you can just view them and see. So it's going to open it with so this particular design that I just opened is the centimeters. Now you can see how small it is, you see. So that means I can't print with this one. Now let me delete it. Then open this one. So this is the correct one. So yes, but again, sometimes based on the settings that you use, you are likely to also have an issue like the first one I used, which is the CM. That's why I want you to still send me both files. So this is our final design, and I can print this one and attach it to my Xplore Bot. Yes, and this brings us to the end of our lesson.